Namaste, namaste, and welcome to this short standing yoga flow, mostly standing. We do actually come down to the mat during the flow, but we've been working with this in class for a few weeks now, and it's the culmination of all of our work from this term. So in classes, we've looked at each of these postures and the way they go together and the transitions, and it's very familiar to the group of people working with this. If this is your first time doing this flow and watching this video, watch it through first so you know where you're going before you practice, and make sure that you're well warmed up. Join me at the front of your mat. We're going to move with the right leg first, so set your screen up slightly to the right of your mat and you'll be able to follow. Turning the palms of the hands forward, dropping the fingertips down and lengthening through the crown of your head. Find Tadasana pose for a deep breath in and out. Then breathe in, take the arms around the body and up. And as you breathe out, fold forward, hands to feet, head to knees. Place the hands onto the shins, looking slightly forward for a halfway lift. Long arms, long legs, and fold again. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. Step back with your right foot. Keep the toes tucked under, bend the left knee, and bring your hands to the top of the left thigh. So here we want to keep the legs strong, firm the belly, and reach the arms up for a high lunge. And then here we're going to firm the right heel to the floor, so we become warrior one. And then dropping the right hand down to the leg behind you, reach the left arm up, just to feel that open space across the body. From here, we're going to turn to the long side of the mat and take warrior two stance. We just need to shift the feet slightly so that we can move into that feeling supported. And then from warrior two, we're going to shift the feet again and find goddess pose or horse stance. Here, we're crossing the right arm, left arm over the right arm to hold onto the shoulders. And you can either keep your elbows here, or if you like, bring the palms of the hands or the backs of the hands towards each other and take one squatting circle of the arms in each direction. Coming back to the center, release the arms long and the legs long. Turn the feet so that they're pointing forward. And then we begin to shift our weight from one side to the other, a little bit like a surfer squat. So here you can come a little bit lower if you choose. You don't need to, don't feel obliged to get down. You can stay as high as you like. The next time you're over your right foot, turn both feet to the right, lengthen the legs and leave your hand wherever it feels comfortable. It could be your ankle, shin, above the knee. And then reach the left arm up into the air, lengthening out of your tailbone so you find Trikonasana. Turn the left palm up to the ceiling, pressing up to stand upright, and then bending your front knee so you find warrior two. And then lengthening into the arms, we take the left arm down, reach the right arm up, and then keeping the legs exactly the same, take the right forearm to the right thigh and reach the left arm over. And we're going to flow backwards and forwards 2 more times. Reaching back, reaching forward. A beautiful set of postures to do. Reaching back to open the right side of the body, reaching forward to open the left side of the body. And here in our extended side angle pose, we're going to turn to the opposite end of the mat, woo, she says, onto the ball of the left foot. And then from here, come upright into a high lunge. So we're facing the opposite way from where we started. And then we're going to move into warrior three. So you might like to hop your back leg in a bit, but then take the weight onto your right leg, lifting the left leg, reaching the hands in front of you. And then we're going to bring the left knee forwards as we bring the arms down to the side. So we're standing with the knee up into the chest, and then lengthen your arms out to your sides and your left leg in front of you. From here, we're transitioning into a standing split. So coming back towards warrior three, take the hands to the floor, the head towards the knees, and lift the left leg as high as feels comfortable. Then bending the left knee behind the right ankle as you sit down. And it's quite nice to find the floor after all of that one-legged action. So here we're doing a spinal twist. If you need to, you can lengthen the left leg forward. It doesn't need to be tucked under. I'll tell you when to tuck it back under. We're going to sit really tall, wrap our left arm around the right thigh, right arm can come behind, and then feeling that sense of length, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then turning to the front with the head, unwind the arms, turn a little to the opposite side. If your left leg is extended, curling it back underneath you and swinging the right leg around, finding your way neatly into pigeon pose. Here we're going to keep the back toe tucked under and the back knee on the ground initially to find an active pigeon. So we're not sagging here, we're pressing into the legs, and we're going to bounce that right knee up and down a few times, maybe even a few times from side to side, just finding some space in our pigeon pose. And then if you feel like you would like to, you can point the toe flat behind you and reach the hands forward and come as deep down as you feel comfortable doing. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out wherever you get to, and then pad your hands back towards you. In the upright position, we can bring the right foot in towards the buttocks and hold it either with the left hand or with the right hand. If holding your foot doesn't happen naturally, just keep it as drawn towards you as your muscles can achieve on their own. No need to hold it at all. Take a deep breath in and out. And then we're going to release that foot to frame the front knee with the hands and then extend into three-legged dog, releasing the left foot from the floor, left knee from the floor, extending that leg as high as we can, rolling the foot at the ankle a few times in each direction. From here, we're moving into a three-legged plank. So the shoulders come forward over the hands, the left foot is still lifted, and you can hold here or bend your left knee, roll to the outside of your right foot and come into wild thing, pressing into the foot, the feet and the hand on the floor so you lift the hips up. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and then turning back towards the mat, finding your three-legged plank again. And from here we can chaturanga, so just bending the elbows, or if you prefer, bringing the knees down to find your way to the floor. Tuck both toes flat, roll the shoulder blades towards each other, and take a low cobra pose. Opening the chest, you might like to lift your chin if it's in line with your spine. And then from here into extended child's pose. So hips to heels, leaving the hands out in front of you. You might even turn the palms upwards for a slightly different sensation across the shoulders. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Then we're walking the hands back towards us. And as we do that, we're going to tuck the toes under and come into a little crouch with the palms together at the center of the chest. And then from here, pressing through the legs to stand all the way tall on tiptoes, and then ease the heels down to the mat and relax the arms to the side. But we'll finish with a cleansing breath. Breathing in, arms out and up, breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. Wonderful. So that's our right side done, or at least stepping back with the right side. We've worked with both sides of the body throughout. And now we're going to walk to the other end of the mat and do the same thing again, stepping back with the left foot first. So just taking a moment to observe the effect of your practice. If you notice any sensations of having made too much effort, then remembering to take slightly more gentle variations or a little bit more support, or don't strive quite so much on this side. In Tadasana, turning the palms forward, Dropping the fingertips down, taking a deep breath in and out. Then reaching the arms around the body and up. And as you fold forward, folding from the hips, hands to feet, head to knees. Take the hands onto the shins, lengthen arms and legs, look slightly forward, halfway lift. And then fold deeply again. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. Step your left foot back as far as it goes. Press into that heel. Take the hands towards the right thigh first, and then reach the arms up to find your high lunge. From your high lunge, firm the left heel into the floor so that you are doing warrior one, and then reach the left arm down to the left leg, opening up the right side of the body. And then from here, we're going to transition into warrior two. So we do a slight shift of the feet, looking over the fingertips of the right hand. Imagine someone's pulling you with your left arm at the same time. And then from here into our horse stance or goddess pose, we've turned the feet again, create an openness across the chest, engaging that space between the shoulder blades. We're going to wrap this time the right arm over the left, holding onto the shoulders, and then from here, you can either leave the elbows where they are or draw the backs of the hands or palms of the hands towards each other and take one circling squat in each direction. Then we're going to lengthen arms and legs, turn the feet to face in the same direction as our chest, and go a little bit from side to side, adjusting clothing as needed. So we can work deeper, perhaps into our surfer squats this time. You might like to stay quite low to the ground, or you might prefer to stay higher up. It doesn't matter. But the next time you're over your left foot, turn both feet to the left, lengthen the legs, leave your left hand down wherever is comfortable, and reach the right arm up into the air for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Turn the palm of your right hand up and come up to standing, bending the left knee into warrior two. Reach down with the right hand and up with the left arm, opening that side of the body, and then flowing in the other direction, left forearm to left thigh, reaching the right arm over. Allow your breath to flow in whichever direction it wants to. But usually you're breathing in one way and then breathing the other way, if that makes sense. That'll make sense to my guys. From our extended side angle pose, we're pivoting on that back toe. So we come into an upright lunge. And then from here, you might like to hop your back leg in. I'm going to hop slightly back on my mat as well to find warrior three. So we're transferring the weight into our front leg, freeing the right leg as we reach the arms forward. And then we're going to draw the right knee forward. Ooh, had a bit of a wobble there. And the arms down to the sides. And then extend arms and legs out. Then from here, we go back towards warrior three, but fold towards the floor at the same time to find a standing split, keeping that back leg as high as we can. And then bending the right knee behind the left ankle, we come to sitting ready for a spinal twist. Turning to the left, holding the left thigh towards us with the right arm, reaching the left arm behind. Taking a couple of deep breaths. And then to unwind, head first to the front, releasing the arms, turning a little bit to the opposite side, and then swinging the left leg around behind to find pigeon pose. And here in pigeon pose, we're keeping the back knee on the floor and the toes tucked under. We want to press both legs into the floor to find a little buoyancy. And we can gently pulse up and down here, perhaps a little bit from side to side, depending on how that feels for your hips and knees. And then once you've created a little bit of room and space to move into, you can tuck the back toes flat and see if you want to come forward a little more, or perhaps all the way down to the floor. Take a deep breath in and out. Then we're walking the hands back towards us and bending from our upright pigeon, bending the left knee in. the left foot in, sorry. So we can reach it either with the left hand or with the right hand. It doesn't matter which one you choose. And if you can't reach your foot, just keep bending the knee towards you so you use the effort of your muscles here. So just holding for a deep breath in and out. And then we're going to tuck that left toe under and take the hands to the floor and find a three-legged dog, extending the right leg up, maybe rolling the right foot at the ankle a couple of times in each direction. From three-legged dog to three-legged plank, the shoulders move forward, and you can stay here or bend your right knee, come onto the outside edge of the left foot, take the right foot to the floor and reach the right arm over, lifting the hips up into Wild Thing. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Turning to look at the mat and reversing yourself back into three-legged plank. We can do chaturanga here, just bending the elbows or taking the knees down first to lower towards the floor. Both toes tucked flat, rolling the shoulder blades towards each other. Start with the forehead down and then gently press into a low cobra. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Release the forehead down to the mat and then keeping the hands underneath the shoulders, taking the hips back to the heels for an extended child's pose. You might like to turn the palms upwards in extended child, just to get that slightly different sensation across the shoulders. And then from here, walking the hands back towards you, tucking the toes, coming into that little squat on your toe tips, tiptoes, hands to the center of the chest. And then when you're ready, pressing up to standing on your tiptoes and then releasing the heels down. And we finish with a cleansing breath. Breathe in, take the arms around the body and up. Breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. Very good. So, adjusting clothing as needed. Mine always needs adjusting. My trousers never seem to stay in one place and everything else shifts as well. And that's because we're so wriggly in yoga. So we've done it once to each side. And now we're going to do it one more time to each side, but we're going to do, hopefully, with a little less instruction. I'm not very good at giving a little less instruction, so we'll see how we go. I'll just mention the poses perhaps. But do remember to allow your breath to flow with your movements. If you really want to coordinate breath and movement together, you absolutely can. But the breath is the last thing we learn. So once we've learned this sequence and it feels familiar, then we can add that extra layer of breath awareness to it. So we're going to start at the first side of the mat that we started at before, in Tadasana, turning the palms, dropping the fingertips, lengthening the crown of the head. Deep breath in and out. And breathe in to take the arms up, and breathe out to fold forward from the hips. Hands can come onto the shins. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out as you fold. Breathe in, step the right foot back, let your breath find its natural rhythm, and bring your hands to the top of the left thigh or straight up into high lunge. Take the right heel down so you're in warrior one, and then transition into warrior two, facing the long side of your mat. Maybe gazing across the fingertips of the left hand, and then coming into goddess pose, just shifting your feet so that you find your best alignment. Crossing left arm over right arm, we're going to hold onto our shoulders. And if you wish to, take Garudasana, eagle arms. One circling squat in each direction. And then reaching arms and legs long again, turning the toes forward, or the heels backwards, as the case may be, and then coming into a surfer squat. So just transitioning from one side to the other. You can turn your toes out a little bit if it helps you to do this practice. You can come as low as you like. The next time you're over your right foot, turn both feet to the right. Leave the right hand wherever it's useful. Take the left elbow and arm up into the air to find Trikonasana. From Trikonasana, turn the left palm up, coming up into warrior two. In warrior two, we will flow. Inhale as you drop the left hand down and lift the right arm up. And exhale, legs stay the same, extended side angle pose. Inhaling, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale. And exhale. From here, we'll let the breath find its natural rhythm. Turn towards the front of the mat, or the back of the mat, rather, and find a high lunge over the right foot. And then transitioning into warrior three. Take your weight forward. You can hop your leg in if you like. Find warrior three, and then bend your left knee through as you drop your arms to your side. And extend arms and legs. And then transitioning again back through the warrior three into a standing split. Bend the left knee behind the right ankle, sitting down into your pose for spinal twist. Wrap the left arm around the right thigh, the right arm comes behind you, just a gentle twist here. There's no need to force. Take a deep breath in and out. As you unwind head first, then arms, maybe take a little twist to the opposite side, and then swinging the right leg behind you, come into your active pigeon pose. A little bounce here, up and down, or side to side, or both. And then if you wish to fold, you can, and you can also take the outside of the left hip down for a slightly different variation. You feel the stretch in a different place. Gives an opportunity for more of the body to feel that sense of space. When you're ready, you can walk your hands back in, come back into your upright pigeon, square your hips again, and then bring your right foot in towards you as you can hold it or just keep it there as you breathe for a deep breath in and out. And then extending the right leg, tucking the right toes, framing the front knee with your hands, and then transitioning into three-legged dog, lengthening through the left leg, keeping it as high as you can, and rolling the foot at the ankle a couple of times. And then coming into three-legged plank, shoulders forward over the hands. Stay here or bend the left knee and roll onto the outside edge of the right foot. Press the left foot into the floor to lift the hips. Reach the left arm up and over for wild thing. And then gently bring that arm down to your side. Twist back into your three-legged plank. And from here, you can simply bend your elbows to come to the floor or take your knees down as well. We're going to do a cobra pose with the hands wide. So reach the hands away from the body. So you can firm the front of the body into the floor and then press into the hands to lift the head and chest up. We're going to keep the shoulder blades gliding down the back to open the chest and just do a little sway of the chest from side to side. And then gently releasing all the way down, hands back under the shoulders. Take extended child's pose, turning the palms up if you wish to. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, and then pad the hands back towards you. Come onto your tiptoes in a nice little squat. Hands together at the center of the chest. Find your balance first, and then pressing all the way up. Release the heels down, and we'll finish with a cleansing breath. Breathing in, arms around the body and up. Breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. Very nice. Walk to the opposite end of your mat. And we can do the whole thing on the other side. Stand in Tadasana. Take a deep breath in, take the arms around the body and up. Deep breath out as you fold forward and down. Hands onto the shins, breathe in as you lengthen forward and up. Breathing out as you fold, let your breath find its natural rhythm. Step the left foot back as far as it goes. Press into both feet and come into your high lunge. Burn the left heel to the floor for warrior one and drop the left arm down to the leg behind you. I think I forgot that on the other side. And then come into warrior two. It doesn't matter, it's just a nice to have. From warrior two, we're going to turn the whole of the body to the side of the mat in goddess pose or horse stance. Cross the right arm over the left to hold onto your shoulders. And then either with the backs of the hands or the palms of the hands, or keeping the hands on the shoulders, take one squatting circle in each direction. Coming back to center, lengthen arms and legs, turn your feet to face forward, and then gently move from side to side in your surfer squat. You do not need to go low, but if you'd like to, you can keep the body closer to the floor and imagine yourself underneath a table. The next time you go over your left foot, turn both feet to the left, leave your left hand on your leg wherever it's comfortable, raise the right elbow, the right arm, and take Trikonasana. From Trikonasana, turn your right palm up, come up to standing, bend your left knee, and you're in Warrior Two, facing in your first direction. With your breath, inhale as you lengthen the right arm down, the left arm up. Exhale as you take the left forearm to the left thigh and reach the right arm over. Inhaling, reverse warrior. Exhaling, extended side angle pose. Inhaling, reverse warrior. Exhaling, extended side angle pose. Breath finds its natural rhythm. From here, we're going to turn over the left foot and find a high lunge on the ball of the right foot. And then from here, coming into Warrior Three. So transferring your weight into your left foot, lengthening the right leg up, right arm forward, and then bringing the right knee forward as the arms come down to the side, and then extending arms and legs out. Transfer your body weight back the way to find Warrior Three, and then fold into your standing split, keeping the right leg as high as possible. Bend the right knee behind the left ankle to sit down, ready for your spinal twist. Sitting tall, wrap the right arm around the left thigh, left arm behind you. And as you turn into the twist, maybe take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. We'll do one more. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Unwind your head first, unwind your arms, turn a little to the opposite side, and then swing the right leg round behind you, left leg round behind you, and come into pigeon pose. It's inevitable that you muddle the lefts and rights occasionally. So a little gentle bounce here, and maybe a little gentle bounce from side to side. And then just taking that alternative. So we're tucking the back toe flat. We can let the right hip fall to the floor and then fold forward into pigeon pose to get just a different kind of stretch. If you do a lot of pigeons, then it's quite nice to change it up a little bit. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. When you're ready, you can bring yourself back into your upright pigeon and square the hips again, and then bending in the left leg to bring the heel towards the buttock, using the right arm or the left arm as you choose, just taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And we're releasing the left leg, tucking the left toe and pressing into the hands to find a three-legged down dog, lifting the right leg high, rolling the right foot at the ankle a few times in each direction. And then bringing the chest and shoulders over the hands to come into three-legged plank. Hold here or roll onto the outside of your left foot, put the right foot down behind you and come into wild thing. Deep breath in and out. Find your way back to your three-legged plank. And then from here, either chaturanga, just bending the elbows, or take the knees down as well. Forehead finds the floor. Arms nice and wide. We're going to firm the low body, press up into this wide-armed cobra, and then just do a little gentle twisting cobra, taking one shoulder towards the floor as we turn to look in the opposite direction and going to the other side. And we're just finishing with this really nice, almost like a self-massage of the upper back. One more time in each direction. And then in the center, forehead to the floor again, hands underneath the shoulders, come back into extended child's pose, Perhaps turn the palms upwards and take 2 deep breaths. You could rest here for longer if you wish to, but you can also walk your hands back towards you, tuck your toes, and come into your little squat, hands together at the center of the chest. From here, pressing through the legs and the feet to stand on your tiptoes, drop the heels to the floor, breathe in, take the arms around the body and up. Breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. Awesome sauce. So we've done the sequence through twice now, and I think that's probably sufficient for a short practice. If you bear in mind a little bit of warming up is useful, you can always do a few sun salutations or any kind of limbering that you're familiar with. But now is a good time for a relaxation. So remember that the benefits of yoga, of doing all of that movement, are really lost unless you give yourself an opportunity for stillness at the end of a movement practice. So 5 minutes, 7 is better, 10 is even better, 15 is best. Lying on your back or in any position that feels good. Listen to a piece of music you love. Listen to the sounds of nature around you. Practice observing your breath and relaxing your body. And I will see you again for another practice soon. Namaste.